I mean, but there's a lot of stuff that reminds me of her. You know, in like relationships, like you see something on TV and you're like, oh, I remember when we used to watch this, or I remember this smell, it reminds me.
Imagine this. You're scrolling through Instagram late at night. You're about to fall asleep when suddenly, boom, Justin Bieber drops a story with a song that just feels familiar. Not in a "this is my jam" kind of way, but in that "wait a minute, didn't he and Selena used to dance to this in the kitchen" kind of way. Suddenly, you're wide awake, falling into the Jelena rabbit hole again. Because even though Justin is married to Hailey Bieber, fans are convinced he hasn't really let Selena Gomez go. And honestly, they might be onto something. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It is free and help us bring you enjoyable content. And of course, watch till the end. Buckle up, Beliebers, Selenators, and pop culture detectives. We're diving into the drama, decoding the signs, and unpacking whether Justin's recent moves are innocent, accidental, or emotionally revealing. This isn't just about a cryptic caption or an old throwback pic. It's about memory, music, and a romance that refuses to fade. You'd think after years of social media drama, people would be immune to a simple Instagram story. Think again. It started with Justin casually sharing a lyric-heavy post, nothing overtly emotional at first glance. But to fans who know the entire Jelena timeline like the back of their hand, it screamed nostalgia. The song? An unreleased demo Selena once played during a live. Coincidence? Maybe. But fans weren't buying it. Comments exploded. He's still not over her. This has to mean something. The universe is clearly not done with Jelena. Could it be a simple appreciation of a track? Of course. But this isn't just any song. This is their song. According to thousands of fans who've cataloged every moment from their roller coaster relationship. So, what exactly was in this post that had everyone clutching their pearls and sipping their metaphorical tea? Let's dig in deeper. Not long after the story went viral, Bieber was spotted wearing a vintage ring. No big deal, right? Except the design matched one Selena wore during the height of their relationship, a unique, celestial-style band she often wore in paparazzi pics circa 2014. And just like that, the fandom was back on red alert. Here's where things get juicy. This wasn't a ring from a brand deal, a family heirloom, or a collaboration. It was just there. No caption. No tags. Just subtle nostalgia dangling from his finger like an emotional landmine. Are we reading into things? Maybe. But fans argue Justin knows exactly what he's doing. And it doesn't stop there. If you think Swifties are the only ones who treat lyrics like cryptic clues, think again. Jelena stans have entire Pinterest boards and Google Docs breaking down every meaningful word from Justin's song's post, 2018. And let's be real, some of the connections are suspiciously spot on. Take his recent release, a love ballad with lines like, "Your name still echoes in the back of my mind / like a melody I can't stop singing." One user commented, he might be married, but his lyrics are still in 2015. Others pointed out that the emotional tone of the song aligns more with his vulnerable, journals-era self than with his recent married life vibes. Could it just be creative expression? Of course. But creative expression often draws from personal truth. And here's where it gets messy. Selena's music has also recently taken a turn, less self-love anthem, and more, "I'm still healing from you." Fans believe both artists are, in their own way, talking to each other through lyrics. Romantic? Definitely. Painful? Most likely. Confusing? Absolutely. But what keeps fans hooked is the question, what if this isn't over? Why do we still care about Jelena? We get it. Justin is married. Selena has moved on. So why does this saga still live rent-free in the minds of millions? Because for many, Jelena wasn't just a relationship. It was an era. It was the soundtrack to your high school heartbreak. The Tumblr quotes. The awkward prom dance. The will they or won't they that kept an entire generation emotionally invested. Their love was messy, real, raw, and whether we like to admit it or not, we saw ourselves in them. So when Justin shares anything that even remotely smells like the past, we react. Not because we're stuck, but because they were us once. And maybe, deep down, we're all wondering the same thing. If they could figure it out, maybe we could too. In every great love story, there's always that lingering question. What if? What if they met later in life? What if therapy came sooner? What if they gave it one more shot? That what if is what fans are holding on to. Not because they want to see Hailey hurt, most don't, but because they still believe in the possibility of true love circling back. Even in interviews, Justin gets cagey when asked about his past. Selena? She dodges the topic entirely, but then drops a lyric that hits like a sucker punch. The silence is the loudest sound. And fans can't help but wonder, is there more to this story we haven't been told? Okay, let's step back. Could all of this be nothing but speculation? Absolutely. People post things. People wear things. People write songs. It doesn't always mean there's a deeper intention. But when it comes to Justin and Selena, it's rarely ever that simple. Their history is too tangled, too public, and too emotionally raw for anything to go unnoticed. And let's be honest, if Justin did want to close the Jelena chapter forever, wouldn't he be more careful about these subtle triggers? Or is that the point? Maybe he doesn't want it to be over. Maybe a part of him never left. How Hailey fits into all this before we go further down the Jelena nostalgia highway. Let's address the obvious. Justin is married. Hailey Bieber, by all public accounts, has been patient, supportive, and deeply in love. But even she's not immune to the public's obsession with her husband's past. She's spoken out before about the pressures of living in Jelena's shadow, how she constantly feels compared, how she has to protect her peace while also being a public figure. It's hard. It's unfair. And it's also incredibly real. But here's the twist. Some fans believe Hailey is also leaving subtle signs of her own. Whether it's liking certain posts, unfollowing certain people, or posting cryptic captions that feel like responses. It's a triangle that feels emotionally loaded. And at the center? A love story that might not be over. Will Justin ever openly talk about how he really feels? Will Selena release a song that puts it all on the table? Will Hailey say enough is enough? We don't know. But here's what we do know. People don't obsess over nothing. There's a reason fans keep coming back to this story. A reason it still trends. A reason we still care. Because some chapters don't get a clean ending. Some love stories echo forever. Maybe Justin's heart has moved on. Maybe he's just sentimental. Maybe fans are doing what fans do, connecting dots that were never meant to align. But maybe, just maybe, those dots do mean something. Maybe those lyrics were intentional. Maybe that ring was worn for a reason. Maybe love, even after it's over, leaves a permanent mark. And maybe we're not crazy for seeing it. So here's the real tea. Jelena might be done, but the emotional residue is still very much alive in Justin's music, Selena's lyrics, and every Instagram post that feels just a little too specific. Because when love was once that intense, that public, and that painful, it never really disappears. It just hides between the lines. Do you think Justin is still holding on to Selena in some way? Or are fans reading too much into every move? Drop your take, your theories, or your own Jelena moment in the comments. Whether you're Team Hailey, Team Selena, or Team Everyone Needs Therapy, this story clearly isn't over, and we're here for every emotional beat.